All right, so business as usual. This is the 13th of June. So let's take a look. Now, these are the hours we posted in for yesterday and the technical levels. As you can see, that gap, that was the line I drew, and I said be careful about that gap. And that's what the market did, to be honest. Okay, so there you go. So that was a sell-off position. Okay, the Astro hour, and that was also an Astro hour which led to the sell here as well. And then I said the market will go into the closing, move towards the closing. That was not an Astro hour, as you can see here, but it did at the end of the day get there and closed the gap, which I talked about. Okay. Now let's take a look on the daily, what's going on. We're in this tight zone. You see, it's very difficult to trade in this kind of zone simply because it's like chop chop, right? And this is why astrology really helps us out. Now, today's resistance on the daily is going to be that 51-52 zone, 1969.70. So we're going to get up here. It's 1969, 1970. Which is there. On the weekly, did we have anything there? Let's check a look at the weekly. No, so it's all good. And that level should still be the same. So this also will change. That 39 is going to be 39.63, 1937, 1939. So 1937 and 39. So I got that 1939, 1937. So we're going to just move that there. Okay, just so that we know where we're going. Okay, and we're going to take this down here into there. Now the swing days, as you know, I gave you guys on Monday. All right, so be mindful for the swing days because today is an important day for a bunch of stuff. Okay, and these are the Astro hours. So on gold, what do we want to do? Well, look, on gold, any dip down, we want to go long to go up. Okay, it's a swing day. We want to kind of like go up, but this is going to be the resistance. Okay, so the market on the pullbacks going long is a good idea since we're at the lows. All right, since we're down, the market is down. So if we come down, we want to be buyers here. But we got to be careful for this. Okay, this is the tricky zone here, and this is where we might see a breakout. Now today, Tuesday, today we do have volatile period. Okay, and that's going to be after 12 going towards 1. All right, and that could lead to a breakout. All right, so be mindful that 1 o'clock is going to be an important spot for us for today. Okay, the 1 o'clock time period, that's going to be important. And then we're going to have the 6:15, the 5:35. Okay, the 5:35 to 6:15 is also going to be important for us. And then from there on, we're going to have the reversals probably coming in as also again from time period of 8 to 9:30. So those are the main hours. So we'll see how things pan out. So mark them in as I've marked them in here as well. And then let's refresh this. So with gold, this is a good dip down. Okay, closing, as you can see, the gap. So any pullback, to go up would be okay. So if we come back to the daily pivot, the weekly pivot at Astro hours, going up again is not a bad idea. And then that should take us at least up to there. Okay, and that should be like a spot for us. If that's the spot for us, we could also look for a sell option there because because if we're going to turn around, we can also turn around from this zone. Okay, so that's what we're going to take a look at as well. So it's a bit tricky, okay, because on the one hand, we're right here looking for a swing upwards would be an idea, but on the daily, as you can see, okay, if we go up here, going short is also an idea to push further down. So we're going to play both sides of the market, do it at Astro hours at the right pricing, and we should be okay. All right, let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, this is euro dollar yesterday. I talked about these higher targets. That was the Astro hour yesterday, as you can see nicely, and it just went up beautifully. That was an Astro hour, but that was a bit too early in the morning. Okay, so today also what you got to look out for is that 12:45 until 1 o'clock. That's going to be important for us. 12:45 to 1. So as you can see, very close there. Okay, and what we want to do on the daily, let's take a look. Now remember we said we've got two zones to sell, either this one or that one. This breakout's got price targets up there. On the weekly, we may still have room to go up, and that's fine actually. And the low of that is 0848. 0848. Well, that's pretty close anyway. So going long is not a bad idea, okay? There's going to be a breakout, obviously disruption, and that's going to, like I said, it should come in until 12:45, okay? So yesterday, if you sold, that was the Astro hour, that was the technical level. Market came all the way into the Astro hours here. If you bought at the Astro hours here, it's once again, well done. You would have been doing rather well. On a pullback, we'd like to go long with this, okay? So any pullback into an Astro hour down here again is okay. Yesterday, I did mark in this level. You can see just tapped it there. So today, let's move it, okay? Today, where can we move that? That could be a level there, all right, where the market took off, closed higher. So if we dip down into there, the white line as well, at an Astro hour, we're good to go. Okay, so this zone will be okay to buy as well. And that's that. Okay. And that's euro dollar. Once again, on the euro dollar, you got to look out for those US session hours as well, which I talked about at 5:35. Okay. Also, the 10:15. Okay, which should be just there. All right. So 10:15 is okay to look out for here, because here we've got. So from here we might have a retracement. Okay, we might have a retracement coming down here or slightly lower, but the weekly pivot's already been done, so I don't think it'll come back down that far. Probably do the daily pivot for today, possibly. Okay, pull back a little bit, and then the Astro hours again, going back up would be the way to go. Okay, and then for that you'll have to wait for this zone here. This 1 o'clock is important, and 2:25, so 2:30, let's say, and this is going to be also something to look out for. All right, so by using these hours, we should be okay. Yeah, and the US session, which is going to be my 5:30. Okay, so that's my 5:30 going into 6:15. This zone is going to be a bit energetic, so that's going to be 6:15. And then we should see ourselves coming to a stop around 9:30. All right. So in between there, we've got 8 o'clock. and 9:30. All right, so not a lot of slots in there. News coming out from Europe, so you've got to be careful on that one. Okay. Also, news coming out from the US tomorrow. Interest rates. Be careful for those. So these are looking like opportunities for us to push up, but just be mindful as we go up. That's going to be a target LCL1. That's 1.0820. All right. So 1.0820 is going to be your target. So make sure you got that on the cards. All right. And then on the weekly, as you can see, we've got those levels. Now, there aren't prices on there, as you can see, but what we can see, let's just do this. Okay. But what we can see is probably touch that 50.45. What is that? 0865, which is right there. Okay. And that's your second level there, 0865. This zone will also be a sell zone here. Okay, and I can get rid of that. We don't need extra confusion. So we know where we're going. Any pullback, we should be going up into those locations, right? Let's take a look at US 30. Okay, so these were Astro hours yesterday, that and that. I said if it comes back, you can go long from these levels, and the market certainly did. So that gave you an opportunity as well. Also, this was a technical level, remember? So if you bought on the technical level, you would have been okay. That was a technical level. If you sold on the technical, you would have been okay. But that was an Astro and the hour. So this was the spot to sell, as you can see nicely into there. And definitely you would have gotten out here. Okay. And these are the Astro hours. You can see astrology made sure the hours kept up. Okay. So once the aspect is like coming in, the price is not going below that level. Okay. So, and then once it pushed out, like I said, there'll be a push towards the closing, and that's that push towards the closing there happening. Let's reset this chart here and see how things pan out. Rightio. So here we are. Now, there you go. See, we've got room to push up there. And yesterday we did put some levels up there, so we're going to have to refresh them. Okay, so we're up on the weekly. 58 is there, which is 34,205, so we don't have to change that one. There, that's still a target. And on the daily, 72, 34,327. So about here, 34,327. And 211 on the price. 34, 211 on the price, which is pretty close to here, so that's fine. All right. So what we want to be doing is looking out for this level, because I said we could have a breakout happening, okay, towards 1 o'clock, right? So after 12 o'clock, you're going to have to be on the lookout. Okay, let's see what happened at 7:28. That's your 7:28. 7:30 is there. 8:07 is there as well. 10:11. So we're going to have to put 10:15 here. All right. So this zone is not a very attractive zone for us. Okay, so we should come to a place where the market is going to feel like it's the place to buy, and that should happen around, like I said, for us, what we need to look out for is that 1 o'clock time zone. Okay, I will list the hours as usual, okay, on the website, so you can check them out and just fill them in. So what you want to do with the Dow Jones is this. Now, with the indices, you know the swing days, all right, so keep that in mind. The market would look for like a sweep. Want to look out for some stop losses. One little weird thing on this one is, I'll tell you what is a weird thing on this. 54, 34, 292, 34, 292. And that weird thing is we've got this mercurial line here. Okay, so sooner or later we're going to touch this line as well, not to worry. As you can see, it's all getting squeezed out. So what we want to do is sell from these levels. Okay, why? Because we're looking for a swing day trade that's going to come in, all right, with the indices, so look out for that. So today, tomorrow, we're looking for the highs to sell from the highs and so on. Okay, so that's what we're looking out for. So looking at the PST levels, astro hours, turnarounds is not a bad idea, and that's basically it. If we find ourselves at an astro hour at a decent level, like down here, okay, and that's also okay. You can go long from this as well. See, there's a bit of a gap here, but that gap should be filled in right there. And if it wanted to do a sweep to take the stops out, it should be just on the edge of the purple there. Okay, and that's basically it on the daily. Then we should come back into the goodbye kiss, which is that 63, 33, 950, 33, 950, which is right in there. All right, which is right in this box here. Okay, and this is also going to be a support zone. All right, 33,950, 34,000 here, 33,999. This zone, okay, is going to be also support zone. So maybe I'll do this. I'm going to do that. Okay, and that be it. Okay, so we should dip down into this zone at an astro hour, and that's basically it. If it starts falling below, don't stand in front of it because you're going to get to 33,880, 33,880, and that's going to be all the way down here. All right, and that's that. Okie dokie. So that's fine. So that astro hour is not a bad spot to kind of like take a retracement down. If the market goes up in the New York session, then you know where we go in. And then tomorrow, as you know, is news coming out from the US, and that should also be when you're looking out for swings. Let's take a look at SP 500, NASDAQ, and Bitcoin. All right, so let's take a look. SP 500. Okay. Now with SP 500, as you can see, we did the target. Also, if you take a look at yesterday's astro hours there, okay. This is 325 there. Okay, 325 bar, that's it there. That's your white line. And that worked out fine. And this is your 11 o'clock. All right, whoops, sorry, that's your 12 o'clock. 11 o'clock there. All right. So that was pretty close to our price target. And this is the white line there, 13.15. Then we had the 635, which is there. All right, so with the 635 here, as you can see, market pushing up right into that zone there. So once again, you're going to have to look out for the swing days, okay? And what we want to do is, seeing that the market's coming nicely into our location, 74.75, that's 4358. 4358, and this one's already done. Okay, on the weekly we might still have a bit of room to go. This zone, as you can see, is pretty much the zone I marked in, and it's sweeping out the stops, as you can see. One little expectation would be this line here, which is 4357, well, which is pretty much the PST level. Okay, 4358 here. So that's that. This would be crazy if we touched this line, and if we did that, we'd be selling here pretty good. Okay, and that would take us into, I guess, there or there. Okay, so what to do? Well, this is a bit tricky because today's a swing day, so I want to take a short from the tops. Okay, so what you're going to do is look out for those hours that I'm going to give you. All right, and that's basically it. So from 1 o'clock onwards, and then the New York session for sure. All right, it's going to be interesting for us, as you guys know. So that's 5:35 here, and obviously 8 and 9:30. All right, there we go. So looking for swings from the highs is not a bad idea, and that includes the 1 o'clock. Okay, so we might have a push down, or we might have a push down, go up, and then sell off as well. All right, so that's the SP 500. Like I said, there are a few hours you got to look out for when there's going to be Action Jackson happening. Okay, and that's for all of them actually, and that's that. So look out for the levels, and on the weekly, that 71 is 4433, and I'm not going to mark that in because it's too far out. Okay, so we'll stick to our grounds here and see how things pan out at the Astro hours, and the determining factor is going to be in the New York session. All right, we'll probably see the swings happening there, but 1 o'clock is also important. All right, so 12:45 to 1 o'clock is going to be important as well, so be mindful. Nasdaq, let's take a look. Right in that zone. Here we are. That was a 330 there, and the 635 must be right there. Okay, that's just 635 right there, breaking it out. Okay, and then coming all the way into that target is touching the target, 1875. So hope that worked out for you. Also for Nasdaq, swing day is going to be the same as the Dow and the SP 500. Okay, they're all going together. So looking for those swing highs is going to be important for us. On the weekly, right on that target, pretty much right on that target there. On the daily, let me just check it out. Yeah, on the daily, we said we get in there, and that's logical. Okay, on the daily, what is that? 79, 15126. If it does anything crazy, well, that's going to be too far out. Well, news is coming out. Okay, so let's just put it in 15126. Okay, news is coming out, but it should later on. Okay, from these levels, we're looking to sell. Okay, so 14968 is also an option there on the price. 14968 on the price. Okay. Also, tomorrow is going to be interesting because of news coming out of the US. Believe it or not, Believe it or not, tomorrow is going to be milder than today, and then we're going to have Thursday probably retesting and then selling off. Okay, so looking for the highs to be selling off. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So it might have a boom, boom, boom kind of thing, looking for swings at the top as well. All right, and like I said, those hours are going to be important for us. You just mark them in as usual. Okay, and on Tuesday as well. So for us, that 10:15, also that 1 o'clock is going to be important there. Okay, plus the New York hours, like I mentioned with the others. So looking for sell opportunities from the highs is the way to go. And then the market should come back down into this zone. All right, we should come back into that zone there. Okay, back into here. Gradually we should like roll back down here, and then and that's it. Okay, that's it. So looking for swings from the top for Nasdaq. Nasdaq today and SP 500 today. Gold today. Also, let's take a look at Bitcoin, because that should be Bitcoin as well. Okay, now Bitcoin, this could be a low for Bitcoin. Okay, because it's a swing day Tuesday, so this could be a swing day going upwards. All right, because the market really came down here, as you can see, and that's fine. In my opinion, we've got more room to come down. We could go up a little bit and then to sell off again. All right, so this could be a Tuesday going up in order to sell off again, and that's basically it. Let me get rid of this for a moment. Get rid of all these past dates. Work on Bitcoin, so that's why we've got all these dates. Yeah. And that's it. That's a good support level right there. So going up today towards the 50, it's going to be 26,700. So 26,700, which is pretty much what we talked about. Okay, this zone here. So the market coming up into this zone is a possibility, and that's the way we should trade it. Okay, so in the Astro hours, why am I going here? Why is this here? Okay, in the Astro hours, let's make this a little bigger. Okay, towards that 12:45, 1 o'clock, we can have a breakout that can bring us to the weekly pivot. And then if it breaks above the weekly, the pullback is good to go long again into there. If the market comes back down, it's good to go up again as well. So you could do that too. All right. So either from the white line here, as you can see, that's where the push happened, or slightly above in the indecision bar here, depending on your Astro hours. Okay. It's already done that purple zone there. But that's how it is. So if we pull back into there, the white line, the daily pivot zone kind of, then going long is not a bad idea. And that could take us until Friday, like towards the end of the week, we could be going up into that direction and then coming down and so on. Overall, afterwards, we should keep declining into these lower times, lower prices down